everybody to our Ayurveda talk. I am Marie. I am an Ayurvedic health practitioner, and we are now preparing for spring cleanse. I want to give you a more detailed video here of what you need to start doing in order to prepare your body for the actual cleanse. I'm going to be using Kerala Academy. That's where I went through all of my cleanse training. It's called Panchakarma. And so I'm going to use most of their guidelines, a little bit from other courses that I've taken, but most of what they are recommending. And they do have a course as well that you could take. And I am definitely taking all of you through the spring cleanse. You can sign up for that online here in a couple of weeks. So end of March, we will be starting all of the online course for spring cleanse. It's very affordable. It's only a drop-in fee. Let's talk about what's happening in spring and why you need to cleanse. And I've already talked a little bit about that, but we're just going to briefly go over it again. What we're doing is we're coming out of winter, and it's always about nature. And nature is showing up. And what we want to do is really pay attention to when the sun is up, when the sun is down, and allowing our body to follow those natural rhythms. And that includes following what's happening in the seasons. So winter is starting to melt. It's still cold, but we're getting warmer temperatures. We're getting more light. So things are starting to shift. People are starting to experience more stagnation and congestion, and they don't really know what to do about it. They just continue to do all the normal things that they do. And I'm telling you right now, if a cold is showing up, if sickness is showing up, it is a sign that you need to spring cleanse. It means you have toxins, you have congestion, stagnation stuck in the body. We don't want to further add to the congestion and the stagnation and the accumulated toxins by continuing to eat and do things the same way. So right now, off the bat, what causes congestion? Well, congestion means stagnation. It's like ice. So we don't add more coldness when we are already congested. We want to break that up with heat. So no ice in your drinks. I'm constantly harassing people over this. I just spoke with a friend this morning who has a cold, and I said, okay, you got to flush it out. You want to drink lots of ginger tea, flush it out. Hot ginger tea, flush it out. And she's drinking ice water. So making her congestion worse. It's because we're so addicted to ice here in the West. We absolutely got to get ice out of our diet. All right. So we're coming out of winter, which is heavy. This early part of winter is more Vata winter. So it's more chaotic. It's harsh. There's more wind. But in the later part of winter, we move into more of a Kapha winter. Kapha means there's more earth and there's more water, and it's heavier and denser. And oh boy, then when it's cold, that heaviness really feels stuck. So you've got heaviness and density happening, and then you add cold. It's like you can't break it up. So that's what's happening right now. And as we move closer to spring, heaviness is going to increase. We start feeling like everything is in slow motion. Heaviness, sluggishness, fatigue, foggy, unclear. We start to struggle. It's harder to get up in the morning. And you might be oversleeping. You might feel congested, weighed down. And it's because of the elements that are starting to dominate the atmosphere are causing a lot of that. And then if you continue with those same kinds of elements, you will cause even more of it. So The qualities in this, right, what's happening right now are called kapha qualities, kapha elements. So earth and water are accumulating, getting denser, denser, denser. So when you understand what has accumulated, toxins, heaviness, it's weighing you down, weight gain, it happens over winter. Then you want to apply the opposite. Opposite will bring in balance what's going out of balance. So if it's cold and heavy, you want to bring in heat, lightness. So you have to look at everything you're doing, everything you're eating, and pay attention to, all right, what's happening here? What can I do? It's the nature, Ayurveda is the science of nature. That is what it is. So it's really understanding what's happening in nature right now. So the body naturally wants to return to balance. It wants to support you and it wants to bring you relief. And you can support this process by creating warmth, lightness, and vitality. The spring cleanse is what's going to do that. So you take the steps needed to bring in relief and help restore and bring balance back into the body. You've got to create the environment and the food and all of it that is going to help remove the heaviness, remove the toxins, and bring in that lightness, that warmth. So kapha energy structure is all about stability. It's heavy, it's dense. It is our physical structure. It's our skin, it's our tissues, it's our muscles, our bones. It's our physical structure. And we start to feel heavier. Every cell is held together by these elements. It's our joints that our lubrication in our joints is because of these elements of water and earth. Right? So every tissue needs to maintain its form and its structure. And if there's a breakdown, then we've got to address that. So there's a breakdown that can happen in two different ways. A breakdown can happen in depletion, right? And that's a whole nother thing. But it can also happen in accumulation, and that's kapha. What are the qualities of earth and water? Kapha, Kapha. It's heavy, dense, slow, cold, soft, stable, foggy. All right. When kapha is balanced, we feel grounded and calm. It's wonderful. The body is strong and stable, and it's calm. So there's a steadiness of energy throughout the day. You're not having fluctuations of highs and lows. You're able to maintain a steady balance of energy. Your mind becomes peaceful and content. It's able to settle and feel stable physically, mentally, emotionally. Your sleep at night will be deep and rested. You will wake up feeling refreshed. But sometimes accumulation of the kapha happens. It's very common when the elements in the atmosphere are whatever's in the atmosphere, it's going to cause accumulation in the body often. So those elements of water and earth are accumulating, becoming more prominent in our environment, and we're going to start to experience it in the body. So what that means is you want to make adjustments. That's the spring cleanse. So if your body feels heavy, weight gain can happen, water retention, puffiness can happen, swelling, feeling heavy and sluggish, difficulty getting out of bed in the morning, sense of heaviness throughout the body, and you feel weighed down. Right? We did a really great Qigong practice today, which was all about finding in the body where you feel light, where are you feeling weighted, and then lifting up out of that and creating this freedom. Respiratory system in excess shows up with congestion, excessive mucus, sinus and chest, respiratory problems, frequent colds and respiratory concerns, thick white mucus production, or even a dry cough. That can just a cough in general, a cough that produces or doesn't produce. It's going to happen usually at the tail end. Difficulty breathing, especially deeply, and you feel like you can't get a full breath, like you can't bring in breath. There's a lot of reasons for that. Post-nasal drip, constant need to clear your throat. Okay, so you got to cut back on dairy if that's happening. No dairy and nothing cold. That will cause more of that throat irritation, and you need to constantly clear, and it increase your cough. Digestion slows down, and you feel heavy after you eat, even if you eat something light. Lack of appetite, even at a regular meal time. So your normal times that you would eat when you normally were hungry, all of a sudden you'll have no appetite. It's like, I'm not even hungry. So you're not eating, you're skipping more meals, feel full for long periods of time after you eat. So you're not digesting very quickly. It's taking longer for you to digest the meal that you just ate. You have an excess of saliva and maybe even a sweet taste in your mouth. And that is a sign that kapha has accumulated. Also, maybe even feeling nauseated and heavy in the stomach. So you kind of have a stomach ache. And that is also a sign that you have kapha accumulation. All right, energy and motivation have diminished. You have a lack of energy, a lack of motivation for just life in general. It's difficult to wake up in the morning and get started. And it's even after you had a good night's sleep. You feel like you're moving slow. You start feeling resistance to doing things that you need to get done, especially towards change. You procrastinate, right? And it's like you can't really figure it out. Well, there's a heaviness physically going on in the body, so it's harder to get things done. Depression or emotional heaviness can show up, attachment to routines, and having difficulty in letting go. Okay, but I will tell you, this is the time of the year that you want to plant seeds, because as we move further into spring, that is when it's the best time to create your samkalpas, your goals, your resolutions that you want to fulfill. What do you want to manifest? But if we don't remove this heaviness, you will stay stuck in attachment, procrastination, and lethargy. That is what will happen. So we want to actually pay attention. What is going on? And if you are sluggish, you need to do a spring cleanse so that you are open and light, and we can plant those seeds inside of you and they take hold. Your garden has been cleared from the weeds, from the debris. That's what we're trying to do with a spring cleanse. Your mind, if it is feeling just bogged down, foggy, just clouded, that is a sign of kapha buildup. So it's not just physical. It is physical, but if it's physical, it's going to affect you mentally and emotionally. So it will cause mental dullness, brain fog, difficulty concentrating and staying alert. Memory, your memory feels like less sharp. You're forgetting things. Your memory, your thoughts slow. They're unclear. So even there's a sluggishness in thought flow. Like you can't pull things up and go, oh, how does that go? Oh yeah, what's that song? Whatever. You can't pull it up. And then you tend to want to have you want to sleep excessively. You want to nap during the day. This means you have a kapha accumulation, and you want to simply bring in lightness, warmth, and movement. That is how we break up the kapha physically. Lightness, warmth, and movement. Okay, you've got stagnation, heaviness, all that stuff happening. You apply the opposite. Something's not moving, you bring in stimulation. So what causes kapha to become aggravated? Kapha naturally accumulates when you experience the qualities in nature of heaviness, coolness, and dampness. That's what's happening in our environment right now. Okay, seasonal influence, late winter, early spring are the most critical times for kapha. During the winter, kapha accumulation accumulates naturally as the body prepares for the cold months. But then as the weather begins to warm and we begin to have more daylight, kapha starts to accumulate. It's just natural. It's what's happening outside of us. And we need to start melting kapha. It melts and then it liquefies. And much like snow melting in the spring, it will cause congestion, allergies, heaviness, and it tends to peak in spring. And that's why we want to catch it just before spring, early spring. And we're having kind of a very mild winter here. So we could technically start that spring cleanse right now. Your body is literally releasing winter accumulation. And when you see the first green shoots out in nature, it's a signal that it is the optimal time to support your body in a natural cleansing process. So we have to look at lifestyle, what we're doing with our lifestyle, because we don't want to increase kapha. We do not want to increase that heaviness and that density. So if you are sleeping excessively and taking naps, you got to stop that. Sitting for too long without movement, you got to stop that. These are all the things you need to avoid right now because these things cause kapha accumulation. So no excessive sleeping, no naps right now, no sitting for long periods of time without movement. Avoiding physical activity. So if you're avoiding it, you're not going to do that. We want the physical activity right now, taking walks, moving, doing qigong, doing yoga, movement. This is a good time actually to do hot yoga because it's going to bring in that warmth and it's going to bring in that movement. Yes, you want that. Staying indoors in a cool, damp environment is not going to be supportive. Having lack of stimulation mentally, physically, emotionally. We want new experiences right now. It's spring. It's about new beginnings. So this is a great time to start a new hobby, to find a new adventure, to try new things, meet new people, go out and try that new restaurant, go out and do things, try a new exercise class, meet new people. It's a great time to do it. If you're resting too much, you got to look at that because you need physical activity. Your food choices also matter because what are we trying to do? We're trying to lighten things. We have to remove the heaviness. So that means no more comfort food. You can't have it. So heavy foods like meat, heavy oils, you got to stop it. No fried food. Get it out of your body. No junk food right now, no sweets right now, no dairy right now, no alcohol, no processed foods. All of it is going to cause clogging. Okay. All of that causes clogging. So no processed food, nothing in a package. We want natural foods grown locally and seasonal. This is such a big deal, you guys, because most of the time people don't realize that a lot of the allergies they have are because they're eating foods that are not seasonal and not from the local area. You will help your gut biome by eating foods that were grown locally and, of course, without pesticides. So do your best to eat foods, no pesticides, because that's going to cause accumulation of toxins. It's a lot of why people have autoimmune diseases these days. Sweet foods out. No cakes, candy, or anything like that. No dairy, like I said. No cold foods or beverages. No ice. No ice cream. Sorry. I know people that are like, oh, I have a bowl of ice cream every night. Like, it's like the worst dessert you could have, even if it were healthy. It's like, it's cold and it's heavy and it causes weight gain and clogging and massive health issues. Wheat and other heavy grains, remove them. No red meat and pork, no dark meat. It's heavy, greasier, okay, denser. And no overeating, and you do not want to eat after 5 p.m. In fact, I'm telling a lot of my people that have big kapha imbalances, you're done eating by 4. That's it. And if they're really, really hungry, I will say, okay, you can have a bowl of broth. That's it. That's it. Because we're trying to reduce kapha. We want your body to be as efficient as possible. And if you eat a big, heavy meal at night, you are going to bog down your digestive system and make kapha worse. Accumulation will become worse Toxicity will become worse. Congestion will become worse. So you do not eat that nighttime meal, that big heavy meal at night, because it's going to create heaviness. It's going to slow down digestion. And then if your body has to focus on digesting a meal when you go to bed, now it can't do everything else, clearing out and purifying and restoring the body, regenerating, rejuvenating the body. It can't do that. And if you have all this heaviness going on in the body, all of that slows down. Such a big deal. All right, your environmental factors are also important to consider. So if you are living in a cold environment and it's damp, then you really, 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 like a dry sauna right now would be a good idea. I would say protect your head. Dry saunas are a good idea right now because it's going to bring in the dry heat. That's what you want. But remember, in Ayurveda, we do not want your head getting hot. So if you're in a sauna where you actually sit your whole body in it, you need to get one of those wool caps or take a wet, cool towel around the neck. In Ayurveda, we tend to have steam boxes that allow your head to be exposed. So your body gets heated up. Dry heat is what you want right now. Humid environments, it's not going to help you right now. You also, a lack of fresh air and sunshine, that's problematic. You want to get out in the sun every single day. Get your walks, get fresh air. We really need that. It's going to help move and stimulate. Stay away from dark and closed places right now. So dark, small environments. We want to have open space, bright. This is the time right now to clear out all the junk, open up the windows, refresh everything, bring in the light, right? Bring in the light. Environments that encourage activity and stimulation is what you want right now. Light, okay? Brightness, you want that. Also, if you have a difficulty staying awake and getting started, even after sleeping well, that means you want to get right out of bed immediately. So if you're feeling sluggish in the morning, you need to get up a little bit earlier. Sorry, you do. Get up at 6. Do it. You will start feeling so much better. If you feel like you're moving slow, it's a problem, right? Get up, get moving. Get out, join the exercise classes, like I told you. How do we heal? Well, like I said, cough is heavy, dense, stagnant, stuck. You bring in the opposite. So we want to remove that, bring ourselves into balance. What helps us? What are the foods that can help us? I know this is a long video, but I want you guys to get this good start. First of all, what are we avoiding? We are avoiding junk food. We are avoiding alcohol. We are avoiding, if you have gluten sensitivity, avoid that. Heavy grains, avoid them. Nothing cold. No desserts right now, no sweets. So all of that, eliminate it. All heavy foods, dark meat, eliminate it. Get it out of your diet right now because we are trying to lighten everything. So you want to cut all that out. You want to eat light vegetables like in leafy greens, broccoli, cauliflower, asparagus, Brussels sprouts, all very good. And they are seasonal. They're in right now. Pungent vegetables like radishes, turnips, and onions and garlic are okay right now. You want to have light fruits like apples, pears, berries, and pomegranates. Lighter grains like quinoa, millet, buckwheat, and barley. Warmer spices are best right now because we're wanting to warm up. So no cilantro, no coriander. Those are the same plant, but those are very cooling. Parsley is cooling. We want to warm up. So those spices include ginger, black pepper, cinnamon, turmeric, any of our warm spices, okay? Legumes like lentils, mung bean, and chickpeas are great right now. Make sure they're warm. Raw honey in small amounts and never heated. I tell people this all the time. As soon as you heat up honey, you change its molecular structure. You lose the medicinal benefits of it. So you want locally grown honey and do not heat it up. And you can have it in small amounts. Herbal teas like ginger, cinnamon, and tulsi. Tulsi is basil. It's considered a holy herb. It's actually called holy basil. So Tulsi is fantastic. I really love Tulsi. What foods increase heaviness? Foods that increase heaviness, like I told you, they are fried, dark meats. They're prepared in heavy oils. Stop that. Foods that are sweet, desserts, no more. Dairy, heavy. Ayurveda does eat dairy, but it's always warm. And we're very specific in when we use dairy because it can really support somebody who's debilitated and depleted. So, but right now during spring cleanse, we don't want that. So no dairy products, no cheeses, no ice cream, nothing cold or frozen. That's foods and beverages. No wheat, oats, and other heavy grains. Stay away from bananas, avocados, and other dense, heavy fruits. No red meat and pork, like I said, and salty or excessive sweet foods. You need to cut that out right now. So nothing salty, nothing sweet. It's going to increase the swelling. Salt will increase swelling. Get an individual consultation so you really know where you're at, because I do have clients who need the salt. They're a little more vata. So it just depends on the individual. How much you eat matters. So we call this the guidelines for healthy eating. And it also is a big deal because how you eat is just as big a deal as what you eat. So slow down when you eat. Sit down when you eat. Do not eat when you're driving. Big deal. You only eat when you're really hungry and not by the clock. So we start to really listen to our body. Now, if you're not hungry ever, it means you have weak digestion and we need to fix it. That's what this whole cleanse is about. We're going to remove the heaviness so that digestion, which is your digestive fire, which is called your Agni, gets activated. Make lunch your largest meal of the day when your digestive fire is strongest. I tell everybody this, lunch is your biggest meal of the day. I tell everybody this, it doesn't matter what time of the year it is. Everybody should have lunch as their biggest meal because that's when digestion is strongest. Keep dinner light and early. You eat at least 3 to 4 hours before you go to bed. This is a big deal. Sip warm water or ginger tea throughout the day. I really like ginger tea and I use fresh ginger root. I do not go down and buy a box of tea. Fresh ginger root is best. You want to boil water and then you don't want vigorously boiled. You want to slow that down and then add your ginger. I just chop it up and throw it in there. And I like it strong because I need that. I'm a little more vata. Avoid snacking between meals to give your digestion a chance to fully process. So, digestion goes through stages. There's multiple stages of digestion from when you take a bite, saliva is activated, to when you eliminate. That takes hours. And when people say they're snackers, I always say, stop that immediately. No more snacking. You eat and you wait a minimum of 4 hours before you eat your next meal. All right. Then fast and occasionally, so eating fast is a problem. You got to slow down. I always tell everybody, take 3 breaths before you start eating. And then also, we don't skip breakfast, especially if you're a woman, because when you skip breakfast, you're causing cortisol levels to increase. Oh, by the way, one of the other things that you need to eliminate is caffeine. No caffeine. No caffeine. Get it out of your system. You might have to slowly wean yourself off. So go half and half decaf, half caffeine, and then in a few days, back it off to no caffeine. Okay. And because it takes your body out of balance. So you're no longer alkaline. Now you are acidic. And we don't want that. That's going to cause toxins as well. Your routine also matters. So wake up early, immediately. Set your intention to wake up before sunrise. Get up at the lighter time of the day, which is Vata time, and that's before 6 a.m. So you are up by 6 and no later. Resist the temptation to linger in bed past sunrise. The longer your kapha, the longer you stay in bed, the more you're going to have that kapha accumulation, the lethargy, heaviness, and you're going to feel more sluggish throughout the day. So it'll literally stay with you through the day. Morning massage and stimulation with oil every morning. You vigorously massage the body with warm oil. Now, if you are kapha and you have a kapha imbalance, Carola is recommending that you use Dharani massage oil. It's D as in dog, H as in house, ARANI. That is going to be best, and you want to do it before you shower and bathe to get it on there. And then I go and I do my thing, and then I come back. It's called Abhyanga, daily Abhyanga. It stimulates circulation, helps move stagnation, and the massage itself awakens your body and prepares you for an active day. Use brisk, stimulating strokes rather than slow and gentle ones. If you're a Vata, completely different guidelines. This is for Kapha people or Kapha imbalance. Create energizing morning routines. Start your day with movement, stimulation. Practice invigorating breath work such as Kapalabhati. We'll talk about that another time. This will clear digestion and congestion and awaken your system. And you can also do alternate nostril breath after you do the Kapalabhati, which is, it's a pumping, right? Then avoid lingering over breakfast. Get going. Don't settle into sedentary activities first thing in the morning. Do your more sedentary activities during Vata time of day, which is from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. That's when you want to do it. If you have to sit, that's when you want to sit. Evening is light. Stay active throughout the day. Move. Having walks and sit as little as possible. Take stairs over elevators. Keep your body engaged. Move regularly. Evening lightness. Keep your evening meal light. Finish eating at least 3 or 4 hours before bed. Avoid heavy foods, excessive eating. Do not overeat. Light night snacking, engage in stimulating activities rather than passive television watching. So take a walk, an evening walk. Take your dog out. Go and greet your neighbors. Go to bed by 10 p.m. to ensure you wake up early in the morning. So you got to go to bed early enough. I have to go to bed before that, you guys. Movements to awaken kapha. Remove stagnation. Brisk walking or jogging, dynamic yoga. Hot yoga would be okay right now. Sun salutations, dancing with energy and enthusiasm, cycling, it's great. Hiking, especially uphill, cardiovascular exercise that makes you sweat, sports and competitive activities to engage your drive. Excellent. This is the key, and it will help you feel energized, warm, and slightly breathless. You want that because we're trying to stimulate the kapha. Kapha thrives in physical challenges, activities, and it breaks through the lethargy. Stimulating breath work, like I told you, Kapalabhati, very important. Forceful exhalations clears digestion and stimulates your system. Clearing away mental and emotional lightness. We want to bring in emotional and mental lightness. You want to welcome in new experiences and intentionally try something new each week. Break familiar routines. Create fresh new things, patterns. Start something new. Like I started coloring mandalas. Do something new. Say yes to new opportunities that feel slightly uncomfortable. Yes, do it. Challenge yourself. Learn something new, grow. I'm offering an Ayurvedic class right now at the community college. It's only for 3 weeks. Come and learn Ayurveda. Come and learn how it really works. It's an in-depth class. Release attachment to how things always have to be. Go a different direction. Take a new path. Instead of walking the same way, go a different way every day. Let go of what no longer serves you. Clear away physical clutter in the home and your workspace. Release possessions you no longer use or need. Let go of relationships and commitments that feel heavy. It's time to let go. Really start looking at your life. What's working, what's not working. Notice where you are holding on and practicing releasing. Practice releasing where you are holding on. Mentally, physically, emotionally. Create space for new energy to enter your life. Cultivate enthusiasm and joy. Seek out activities that bring in genuine excitement. Stay away from the news. That is part of the purge. That is part of spring cleansing. I know people, the first thing they do in the morning is they get on their phone and they like start reading the news, and then that's like how they start their day. It's so so disruptive. The Buddhist monks that just walked across the country for peace, they did a talk when they finally got to Washington, D.C. They did a talk on how to create peace, how to move forward with peace and kindness. It was so good. I would definitely find that on YouTube and listen to what they say, because what they do is they talk about how you take a deep breath and then exhale and feel your exhale in your body. And then you take another deep breath. And then you exhale again. And then stop and listen to your own heartbeat. And be there, peaceful within your own self. And don't disrupt it by bringing in news. I know there's a lot going on in the world right now. It doesn't matter. It's always like that, you guys. We're living on this earth, and it's just what humans do. So there's always something. It's not worth it. We're wanting to let go of that. So break those routines and patterns that hurt you and affect your peace and your joy. So cultivate the joy, seek out activities, surround yourself with uplifting, energizing information, people, and activities. Very important. Listen to stimulating music that makes you want to move and happy. Engage in ideas and conversations that spark your interest. Allow yourself to feel passion and intensity at this time. It's a great idea. Embrace change and adventure. Travel to new places, even locally. Change your route. Go to different destinations that you would normally go. Rearrange your living space to create freshness. Try new foods and recipes and restaurants. Welcome change and an opportunity as an opportunity rather than a threat. This is a lot of information, but it is what you need to do. So I would recommend that you listen to this video again, because next week we're going to start breaking down how the cleanse works. You are now preparing your body for the cleanse. You're going to eliminate all those known toxins. Remember, no caffeine, no alcohol, no dairy, no sugar, no heavy wheats or grains, no junk food, preservatives, additives, all of that. Get it out of your diet. Eat locally grown foods, organic and seasonal. Very important. All of that is a must. That is your start. And then you incorporate all these other suggestions. And if you're not quite sure, go back and listen to this video again. I really wanted to give you a more in-depth video. I always feel like I rush when I do my Monday evening talks, but I did the talk at a different time so that I could give you the details that you need. This is really the start. If you just did everything that I suggested today, you would really help your body move into spring in a much healthier way, even if you didn't do the cleanse. I highly recommend that you do the cleanse though, because it's going to remove the toxins. We really want to do that. Your next step is to do this, and then we strengthen digestion. Very important. And that is what we will talk about in our next spring cleanse talk. Thank you guys for being here today. Again, I'm Marie. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm here to support you with all of the Ayurvedic natural science medicine tips. Let's get going and move into spring with a new beginning.